Hi, Gina here again for a walk down memory lane, and today I've got a pretty short tutorial for you. I'm going to talk a little bit about copic markers and some things you can do with them besides coloring in stamped images. So to start with, we have some Kaiser pearls, some vintage lace, and a button. And then, of course, our copic markers. The colors that I'm going to use today are R81, which is a rose pink, YG07, which is acid green, and R29, which is lipstick red. So I'm going to talk about being able to color match. And I don't really stamp a lot, and when I do, it's not images that need to be colored in and shaded and all the cool things that you do with Copics. So I wasn't too sure about these, but I do love, love, love my pearls and rhinestones, and then lace and buttons. And being able to buy just a bunch of white or cream colored ones and then color match them to whatever I'm doing is an awesome convenience. So we'll start over here with the pearls, and I'm just going to leave mine on the packaging. And I pulled out my brush tip on the Copic, and you're just going to color it in. That's all you're going to do. And like I said, I would go ahead and do this on the packaging, because that way if you get any down around the edge, it's not going to be on your layout or card or whatever you're using it on. And these are alcohol based, and that's permanent. That's not going to wipe off. You just let it dry for, oh, not even a minute probably. See, it's already pretty dry. And then you can use it on your layout. And then for the lace, we're going to do pretty much the same thing. I'll use the pink for this because this is just some vintage lace, but you can do this with anything. I did it recently on some layouts with a doily and some old lace. If you're using something that is porous, I would recommend putting some paper under it. And I also discovered when I was doing grosgrain, is that how you say it? Ribbon, that it actually works better to go against the grain rather than with it. But again, for this lace, I pulled out my brush tip, and I'm just going to brush it over the lace. And I've got the nice pink color there now instead of the white. And I'll show you, if you wanted to use your chisel tip, you could use your chisel tip just as well. Actually, the chisel tip I think works a little bit better on this type of lace. So just try out, when you're doing stuff, just try out both tips and see which one works better. And now my lace is nice and pink instead of white. And then lastly, we're going to do a button. And I stuck my button, I just put a little piece of removable adhesive on this sponge, because otherwise they're kind of hard to hold on to. And you're going to end up with Copic ink all over your fingers also. So I put it on there so that I can get to it all, and I'm going to take my acid green and just color it in. Gives it a nice little sheen. And I can do the edges this way too. Easy peasy. And then I have some bling or lace or a button that I can match up exactly to whatever I'm working on. And all I had to buy was one color and not have to worry about whether or not I was going to have the right color when the time came. So I hope this has helped you out a little bit, and I can't wait to see what you guys decide to color with your Copics.